Yo, what's up, y'all? There seems to be a hate conference that goes on at a Tennessee State Park every year. And I wasn't invited, and I don't think any of y'all were invited either. This secretive hate conference is so secretive, they don't tell anyone about it. I mean, that's the point of it being secretive, right? But I don't think that's the reason why it's secretive. It's not that they don't want people like me or people like you getting in there. It's the fact that these so-called racists, these so-called haters, they don't want people to know who they are. They don't want people to know that they are your school teachers, that they are your school principals, they're your firefighters, they're your bankers, they are at your local grocery store, your local grocery store manager. That's who these people are. But they don't want you to know this because having those white sheets over their heads makes it better for them. They're able to maneuver amongst us without us knowing how racist and how much hate they have in their hearts. I'm curious to find out who is on this list, even though I'm pretty sure it's people that I don't know, people that you don't know, or if this video gets to enough people, trust and believe, you will probably start recognizing some of these people because they are your local officials, local sheriffs, local policemen, local firefighters. Yes, these people walk amongst us. So let's find out exactly who's on this list and how often this hate conference goes on, shall we?
On this Monday, we're getting brand new insight about the guest list for an annual hate conference at a state park right here in Middle Tennessee. And we've now discovered it includes people who have celebrated political violence. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston. Carrie is off. The American Renaissance Conference has been coming to the area since 2012, yet not much has been known about the cast of characters who attend. That is until now. News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams was there 3 weeks ago when the conference returned to Montgomery Bell State Park in Dickson County. Phil is with us now, and I know you've been working hard to figure out.
Just in case you didn't know, stay your ass out of Dickson County. Now I know better. That's all they had to say. It goes on in Dickson County. This makes Dickson County look really bad, just so they know. If someone lives in Dickson County and you see this video, you've probably seen this news channel already, so you know what's going on in your town. If you remain silent about it, you're just as complicit as the people attending that conference.
Who you were actually seeing come into that place, right?
That's right, which was not something that the conference organizers liked at all. As it turns out, there's probably a good reason.
I already told y'all the reason that they're hiding is because they don't want you to know that they walk amongst us. Now, these state officials, these park officials, they should be ashamed of themselves. You should be ashamed of yourself because y'all know exactly what's going on. Y'all know the type of characters that are driving up to the gate, you're checking them in, and you know exactly what they're there for. Now, here's what I don't understand about these people who have all this hate in their heart and they cannot stand someone who looks different than they do. I don't understand this part at all. What exactly are you achieving? What are you achieving by having this dumbass conference every year, sitting at a lodge in a Tennessee State Park? What are you accomplishing exactly? Because as you can tell, there are different shades of people in this country and we're more prominent than ever. We're everywhere. You just can't stop it anymore. We're spreading. Yes, and when I say different shades, I'm talking about people of all colors, people of all shades, all heights, all sizes. What do you want to achieve by having this hate conference? Not a damn thing, because again, it's not working. So I guess you like being amongst other people who have all this hate in their heart to discuss what you would like to happen in this world, isn't it? To me, it's just disgusting the types of people y'all are. And don't be cowards by hiding your face like this woman is doing right here. That just makes you a coward. Just like the K, and the third K were what? They were cowards. Anyone who hides their face, because they don't want to be known or seen for what it is they believe in are what? Say it with me, class. Cowards.
For this woman, it was an effort that required both hands.
It's my understanding that you have been providing these pictures for the past year.
And this man, a longtime American Renaissance speaker and attorney who has represented the Klan and other hate groups.
Antifa is not trying to prevent them from having any types of meetings or any types of conferences. Antifa is a terrorist. They're an internal terrorist themselves. They are a domestic terrorist themselves. Antifa, that's exactly what Antifa is. I was searching for the word. But they're domestic terrorists. Have you seen them in action? Because I most certainly have. And they're full of hate themselves. So for him to say, no, you didn't think they were Antifa. You know exactly what they're there for, and you want to take pictures of them to intimidate them, because that is the tactic that cowards try to use in order to stop you, to prevent you from putting the truth out there.
Back at the checkpoint, we saw some familiar faces.
Hi, Bill.
Hello, Thomas. How are you, sir? That's Thomas Rousseau. He's the leader of the Patriot Front, the white nationalist group known for its flash mob protests, as well as its training of young men for battle. They want an America that's for whites only. And this is Eric Orwell, the Arkansas man who heads Return to the Land, the group that wants to build a whites-only community.
Hey, this is a loyal wife right here. She's very loyal. She knows that her man is very hateful. Look at his eyes. Look into his eyes. That's the eyes of a hateful person, a devil, a demon. That's exactly what this man is, because that's what he has inside of him. That's not to say you cannot change. Having a heart full of hate, you can change. We know people that have changed, but during your time of possession, when these demons are inside of you, this is what you look like. So you're staring into the eyes of a demon. And again, she's a loyal wife, isn't she? Because she's just sitting right beside her husband. Oh yes, we love hate. That's what brought us together.
Place and did some work.
No, I'm all for helping them and them helping us. I do have some personal ideological disagreements, but they're relatively minor.
Yes. All right, what's your name?
Then there's Greg Johnson, the man in the passenger seat who, as you can see, was none too happy to see our cameras. One of the speakers at the conference, Johnson is author of the White Nationalist Manifesto. After a mass murder committed by neo-Nazi Anders Breivik in 2011, first killing 8 people with a van bomb, followed by the massacre of 69 people at a Norwegian youth camp.
Oh, tell us how you really feel. People want to associate themselves with something. Everyone does. Everyone wants to belong to something. And so this ideology of hate, this ideology of white supremacy, this ideology of genocide, getting rid of other people that don't look like you, being the superior race, this ideology, it's nothing new. They didn't just come up with it 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's always been around, folks. It's always been around. There have always been people with hate in their hearts. And it's sad to see people like this, but at the same time, you must understand that they're a cancer. They're sick. The hate is the cancer inside of them. That's exactly what it is. Because disease doesn't have to be physical. There's mental diseases as well. Being hateful, having hate in your heart, hating another person because they don't look like you, or for whatever other reason, it's just a disease. And you can get rid of it. Some people have overcome the disease. For the most part, people like these men that we just seen, they will not, because they wholeheartedly believe this, and they will die believing this deep down inside, because it's too late for them. I'm sorry to say, it's too late for these people. The only thing that you can do is counteract the hate with what? Y'all already know the answer to that.
Does it surprise you that you have someone like Greg Johnson who, defends mass shooters?
It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, it is the worst of the worst.
Then there was Johnson's companion, 𝗏𝗏𝗁. He has defended the neo-Nazi who drove into a crowd of protesters in Charlottesville, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer. The killer was convicted of first-degree murder. Yet 𝗏𝗏𝗁 tweeted, quote, James Fields is a...
Look at this man's face. This is a face that only a mother can love. Why do I say that? Because he wants to belong to something badly. If you go back and look at the picture that they just showed us of that hate group, they all want to belong to something so badly. They don't have their own minds. They don't think for themselves. They're weak men. Weak men do what? They follow others. Weak men cannot lead. Weak men never lead. And that's not to say a leader does not follow. Yes, in order to know how to lead, you must know how to follow, of course. But these men are beyond. They're beyond weak. They are the sickest of the sick. These men, they want to belong to something so badly. And it's unfortunate that the only thing they can find is a hate group. Even though you belong to a hate group, guess what? All the hate that's in your hearts will come, nothing good will come of it at all, never will.
Under a different last name, where he called the weekend, quote, effing metal, and this Twitter post where he celebrated the Dodge Challenger used in the murder. Then there was...
I definitely feel them on that. Can't we all just get along? Y'all know the saying. Well, it's apparent that we can't, because you will always have groups of people, and there's hundreds and thousands of them. They are fully armed. They are militant. They are trained to go at any time. This is the reason why you as citizens, if you do not learn how to defend yourself, you're a target. You may feel like you're safe, but do you know for a fact that you're safe? Feelings can always change, can't they? So you may feel safe one day, but then the next, after these men that you just seen, after they recruit a new generation of neos, of white supremacists, of any other, the K, the K and the third K, after they recruit young people into their groups and teach them their ideologies, guess what's going to happen? We are going to be overran by hateful people, just like these men you just seen. And that is to say, learn how to protect yourself. You must. Because if you don't, then when something bad, when shit hits the fan, you'll get grinded up. It is what it is. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.